a minute to land everywhere, so I'm going to kind of give it a second and say hello. I did another broadcast using the same tool, and when I did, I noticed I was about 2 sentences in before it landed on all of the platforms. We are live streaming on multiple platforms today, but my name is Zakia Ringgold. This is a late night scope because I got stuff to do in terms of the soap studio. You are all due for an update, and the OSA virtual soap conference is about 9 days away. So I wanted to make sure that all of you knew who had planned on coming, kind of sort of maybe forgot. I want to make sure that you do not miss it. So I'm going to put the link to it right up here. If you would like to register, be sure to go to bit.ly/OSA virtual. That's the link right there. It'll take you to the main page. You can see all the speakers. You can see all the sessions. There will be virtual networking. There will be workshops on all things handmade and technology, as well as some business information to help you grow your handmade skincare business at home. Now, that is the first part of the announcement. The second part is the Soap Studio update for all of you. Many of you know that it looks like my signal keeps going in and out. So I'm hoping that that does not indicate that we have a bad situation going. Let me see if I can pull this up to make sure that it is not breaking on us, and we are in the middle of a tornado watch here in the city. So if my signal gets a little bit janky, I apologize. Mother Nature is doing her thing. But hopefully anybody who is in any flood areas, tornado areas, hurricane areas, all of you are remaining safe. So let's talk about the update for the soap studio. Many of you know I had a she shed delivered at the end of July. They had to put it together over the course of 2 days, and then all of the insides are being built out. That building out includes everything in terms of the electrical wiring, the drywall, the painting, the HVAC units, so that it becomes a complete studio where I will be able to make products, teach product making, and then also have the virtual event planning business on the second floor. So I'm almost to the point that I can move in. It looks like I will be able to move in as early as next Sunday. So of course I have been on Pinterest, and I wanted to bring some of you along so that you could give me a little bit of insight on what you think would work really, really well in terms of the space. I already kind of have my idea for what I'll be doing in the space, but I wanted to kind of show you the behind the scenes, because I have noticed that sometimes we write things down and we forget about them. I was cleaning out a cabinet that is going in the trash, and I found something that I wrote over 2 years ago, and it's like the whole Zakia Ringgold Enterprises. This was the blueprint of the business ideas that I had, and at the bottom it says, what do we need? There's a lot of things that I wrote in terms of what we need, but the top item was a building. So you never know. Sometimes you write things out, you put it away, you don't think about it, but that's manifestation right there. Me and my brother were looking at it. He said, I'm going to frame this. I am definitely going to frame this, because I would say about 75% of what I wrote on here has become reality, which is absolutely amazing. I see some of you are chatting to me. When is it again? Almost forgot. Hey, is that CC is growing? It's on September the 11th and 12th. Next Saturday and Sunday is when it is. Dr. Farmer, please keep posting all of your photographs of, I was going to say Fiji. Why the heck was I going to say Fiji? Lord have mercy. Flock is going to kill me because she's been trying to get Belize. She's been trying to get me to come to Belize forever. But I love your pictures. Keep posting, keep posting, keep posting. So I am going to kind of take you all, yeah, Belize, I'm all late. You're welcome. I'm going to take you all behind the scenes in Pinterest so you can see the She Shed board that I created. And it's a mixture of what I will have on the first floor and the second floor. Most of the items have been ordered. And it does look like my signal is acting crazy. So I'm sorry for that. We will get that squared away, and I don't know how to fix it right now. So let me share this screen here. Hey, Josh. So hopefully you all are seeing my Pinterest board. Can you give me a thumbs up or a yes, we can see it, so I know? Okay, I'm getting a yes, so I'm going to go ahead over there to Pinterest so I can see it. So here is the She Shed board that I have created. And these are just some of the elements that I want to make sure that I include in the space. So this is the most recent pin. And so this was kind of like inspiration for what I was trying to accomplish on the first floor. I will definitely not be putting all of this stuff in, but it was just so I could have something to go by for what it was that I was attempting to do. So I would go on Pinterest and I would search for different things. You all know when we're going to package soap and all of that, there's always a ton of ribbon, but right now, the way I have my ribbon, it's all under the table, and sometimes it kind of gets all bundled up. But this is a great way of organizing it, and so that's going to be built out on one of the walls so that I'm able to quickly grab the ribbon that I need and do what I need to do. Additionally, let's see if I keep going down. This was just, punch boards. Now, we just came back from Ocean City, Maryland, and Delaware. And there was an island that was there. And it had the punch boards right within the island. And the idea with this is I'll be able to hang up my spatulas, my stick blenders. What else did I have for this punch board? Measuring cups, thermometers, all those little things that can get lost and then they just become a huge monstrosity of things. With a punch board right next to me, I will be able to access those items. Latanya, hello. When is the virtual conference? Next Saturday and Sunday. Let me make sure you have the link. You can head over to bit.ly/OSA virtual. That is where you can find the information and be able to register. So this is one of the really cool things in terms of the punch board that I'll be using as a way of staying organized in the soap studio. What else is down here? Oh, okay. So I'm going to say, a better mind of mine decided against this one particular item. So this is the one thing that I definitely wanted. However, as you can see, the price is pretty high. I actually was willing to pay this price, but because it's coming from Baklava or wherever that is, the shipping was just as much as the item. So I'm not going to get this, but I do have an alternative that I will be using. So what I want to do is kind of give you all and then we'll come back to this board here so that you can see how those various pieces are going to come together. I love the peg boards. What are you saying there? I love the peg boards. I'm redesigning my candle and soap studio with peg boards. Are incredible. Guys, you can never, ever go wrong. That was the first time I saw them in action. It was used in the actual kitchen that we were in, the house that we were staying in. There was a beautiful island that I will be recreating in the soap studio so that I can use that for broadcasting as well as having live classes in the soap studio with me. They will be small, socially distanced, of course, safe and all of that. But that is where that's going. So next, what I want to do is share my screen, and hopefully the internet signal. I'm going to share my iPad, because what I do is I take a little notebook and I draw out, and it's a digital notebook. Everything is digital because I will lose a piece of paper in a heartbeat. But I draw out what it is that I want the soap studio to kind of be. And then I'm placing the items from my Pinterest board into those places. Hey, Curtis, good to see you. We're not in the soap studio yet, guys. We have about 10 days before we are able to get in there. But this is the exciting part. This is the part where most people love, because they get a chance to decorate. They get a chance to have a good time, kind of express their own creativity and make the space their own. I do want to give a special shout out to the amazing Curtis Brooks, because I think it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, while I was still broadcasting here in the dining room, I had a phone call. It was a consult with Curtis, like, how can I, because he is the producer beyond producers, guys. But I was asking him, I said, how can I make my videos a little more dynamic? And I remembered that conversation from 2 years ago, and he also gave me the same great counsel this time around. So all of those elements will be incorporated so that we'll have multiple angles in the actual broadcasting that we'll be doing from the soap studio. Alrighty, so let me share. Laura, hello. Please tell Lorraine I said hi. All right, let's go ahead and switch this over. I'm going to switch you over to my iPad, and hopefully you all are able to see okay. And it looks like you will be able to see it. All right, now I do have clients sending stuff over, so hopefully, wow, caught alive. Hello, I'm so glad you're here. Well, this is going to be interesting because it's a little bit different. I'm still sitting in the virtual experience design agency area, but we'll be in the soap studio in about a week. So let me show you what we're doing now. I make soap, I don't draw. So hopefully you all are able to follow along with where we're going with this. So the very first thing is there are 2 areas. There's the one side that's over here, and then there's another side that's over here. We're focusing on the side that all of you will be able to see when we are broadcasting. So along the back wall, that is the main area. We're going to have a cabinet over here. Let me get the pencil. We're going to have a cabinet over here. And this cabinet is where we're going to hold our essential oils as well as our herbs. And there's 2 reasons for that. They're the main items that we go and grab during broadcast, as well as the aesthetics of it being on a broadcast. And then between that cabinet, I'm going to put another cabinet over here that's going to have glass at the top. And then it also has a cabinet down the bottom, which has 4 shelves. So both of these are identical. In the middle, what we're going to have is a magnetic color board. And what that will do is that's going to hold all of my micas. This is where we thought we were going to have the herbal cabinet or the apothecarian cabinet there, but we're not going to be able to get that one. It's not going to be doable. So right in here, and that's going to serve as artwork, and it's also going to be functional, because all of the colors that I use for making all of the skincare products will be right there for me to be able to grab, use them, and then put them back. So even while the broadcast is going on, there is something for all of you to be looking at as well. Hopefully you're looking at the soap, but you may be looking at something else, which would be that focal point there. So now that I've shown you that, let me show you how that actually comes over when we go to the Pinterest board. So we're actually going to be using some tables directly from, cabinets from IKEA. So that'll be these tables here, or these cabinets. So I'm getting 2 of these. So on the one left-hand side, it'll be this one. This will have the essential oils as well as the herbs. And then right below that, we will probably have a cabinet for the primary oils that we use that have the little pumps on them. Not the huge ones that we have for storage, but for the individual batches that we make, we'll have those down here in the cabinets, easy to grab. So ignore these 2 bookshelves on the side. And as you can see, it's from IKEA. Ignore those bookshelves, but in the middle, this is what will be on both sides for what we are showing. I mean, right here. So my drawing sucks. Hey, Celeste, how are you? My drawing sucks, but where I have essential oil herbs, imagine that's that one cabinet here and this cabinet over here. And then in the middle for broadcasting, we have a double island. Now, this double island is where I'll be able to make products, but then I'll also be able to have people that are actually in the soap studio with me live, either while I'm broadcasting or for a live workshop there. So it'll be a real live studio where not only are we broadcasting live to all of you, but then I'll be able to bring my neighbors in who want to learn how to make their own natural products as well. So I'll be able to actually have my mixing bowls and all of that, my molds, and you'll all be able to see, because as MC Curtis said, we will be having a camera right above the head. So that's going to be pointing down as we are broadcasting. There's also going to be a camera that is mounted into the wall so that you'll be able to get a full side view as we are broadcasting as well. So along these sides, you'll be able to see some of the products that we've already made. So you'll see some soap bars up here. You'll see some sugar scrubs. You'll see some lotion. You'll see some candles. Oh, it changed my pencil. Darn it. I want that one. You'll see lotion. Stop it. I don't want that. I want this. Hey, Nina. You'll see lotion. I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. Here we go. Oh, I know what's happening. You'll see candles. So that's where products will be along the side. I didn't mention over here, this is where all of the clays will be. And we'll also have scales. Like all of those things that you should see with a soap maker. So when I say that this here will be a cabinet and a cabinet, that is going to be this cabinet. So this one will be on the left-hand side and it'll also be on the right-hand side. But then in the middle, that's where you'll see the magnetic board that has all of the mica colors that we use. And then hopefully some of you during the broadcast will be able to say, Zakia, this should be hot pink. And then we'll go and grab the hot pink off of the magnetic color board. And that was inspired, you know, give credit where it's due. That was inspired by something I saw here. Now in this, I had saw somebody was using PVC pipe as an artist to hold all of their pencils. And when I looked at that, I said, well, wait a minute. Why couldn't that be a great way to organize the colors? So in between those 2 cabinets will be that color board or the mica board where I'll be able to just go and grab them and stay organized with those there. So that's what will be here. And then here at this island is where I will be doing all of the broadcasting. I did get someone that I found on Facebook Marketplace. We will see how it goes. He's custom making my island based on the specifications that I gave him. And the beauty of this particular island is there's actually storage right below it as well. So not only will I be able to make the products, but I'll also be able to, let's erase that. I'll also be able to quickly grab those quick items. And I was mentioning pegboard. Oh, I don't need that eraser. I was mentioning pegboards a little bit earlier. There will be a pegboard right here so that I can quickly grab the items that I need as we're making an option. You have an amazing plan. You know what they say about plans? You think you got one until you get punched in the face. That's a Mike Tyson quote. But this is the fun part of it, right? It was so stressful getting the permits, the zoning, the building built, and all of the materials. This is the part that I've been looking forward to because it's like you get to be fancy. I'm going to get my house back. We'll actually be eating food at a table, which we haven't done in about 5 years because this entire room has been taken over. So that's where we are so far. Now, remember, there is a garage door here. We do want to keep this space open so that we can continue to get the supplies coming in and any of the shipments going out. So we're going to keep that space open so that I don't block it off. And then now remember, there is a wall and there's the same amount of space that is on this side is on this side of the soap studio as well. So that's what's going there. And then we'll also have some additional drying racks, aka baker's racks, along this wall over here. And then when we come over here, instead of having and this was a Josh idea. He said, build up. Do not try and put a whole bunch of stuff on tables the way you have done in the past. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to have shelves and everything will have its place on the wall. So it doesn't take up any of the floor plan space. And on this side, we're going to have a spot specifically for the stand mixer, another one for the still, and that's for the hydrosols and all of that. And then we also have a space for the lotion filler. So what does that do? That means I don't have it sitting on a table. And then on this one, I think we had pots. And then we had pitchers. And then we had mixing bowls. So that's all going to be on the wall. Hello from Montreal. I'm loving your studio layout. Now, hopefully it looks better than this in real life. I'm just trying to give you guys a visual so as you can say, I was there when she was planning it. Yes, I was there. I knew that was going to be there. Pots, pitchers, and mixing bowls. And then on this bottom shelf will be the primary molds that I use. And then this wall back here will be full of pegboards as well. So that as I start getting other items that I'll need, I'll be able to hang things right over here. And that leaves this entire space open for me to be able to roll things in and out into the scene and off of the scene. Hey, Big K, great to see you, by the way. So that's what we have there. Now for this islands pegboard, I was thinking of having like the whisk, measuring cups, spatulas. I have it like listed over here. What else do we have? Stick blender, thermometers, gloves, soap cutter will be hanging on a wall back here. Paper towels, goggles, all of those like little items that get lost. I am not watching. Laura says, Zakia, we know at the end of your broadcast, you say, now who's got dishes? Laura's letting me know early, not me. I was also going to have a space here where I'll have a television so that I'll be able to see your comments and not be looking at the screen all tiny, like, what are you saying? I think Laura said something. I'll be able to see that. And then right over here will be where my iPad is so that I'm able to kind of control the screen. I'll also be using my Stream Deck because there won't be any electronics right there on the table with me. This Stream Deck allows me to switch cameras. So when I want to go to camera 1, I'll just click a button and it'll switch so that we're actually at camera 1. When we want the overhead camera, I'll click a button and we'll go there. If I want to do a demo of the website, I'll be able to click a button. So the only two pieces of electronic equipment that will be there will be my iPad so that I can monitor the stream, and then my Stream Deck so that I can be my own in-house producer with this little doohickey here, which is all connected and wired. And then for the cameras, there will be the one camera that's mounted on the wall here. This one here is more of an overhead camera. And then there's also a camera here that's going to give us our front-facing shot. So there's 3 cameras that I'll be able to manipulate with the Stream Deck. So that's what we have on this side. And then over here, we have the sink for Laura to come over and wash those dishes. I don't know. Oh, you can't see it because my picture is in the way here. Let me move me. I'm going to move myself right on up here. All right. So Laura, here is your spot. Right here, I'm going to actually put Laura so we know who's going to be there washing those dishes. And then we have back here is the wrapping table. So this is where all of the soap wrapping, packaging, all of that will be here, because remember, there are stairs that go up to the 2nd floor, and that's where I'll be able to store all of those boxes as well as any packaging material that we need. So that's how it's coming for this 1st floor. Now, let me see if I can share with you what we have planned for the 2nd floor. Now, the 2nd floor is going to be hard to draw. And that's because we're keeping that open and airy. That came from my brother. He said, you want to think about Google and you want to keep the space open. And so for that, what we're going to do, so this is the 2nd floor. So you come up the stairs and there's a window here and a window here. And then the back wall is back here. So, and there's also 2 windows in the front. That's the best way I can draw a window on this thing. Just like that. So just so you all have a reference for where we are. My desk will be here. And that's so that I can get that natural light shining in whenever I am. Okay, I can't draw a camera. Whenever I'm shooting live. All right. So that lighting, they always say you want to have the light coming towards your face, will be there. Then we actually have a beanbag sofa that will be here. Of course, my regular office gamer chair will be back here. And then we're going to have hanging plants throughout the space. So nothing on the ground, but just something to look up at. And yeah, like I said, this isn't going to be a really good, this is going to be a good one. And then back here along this wall is a bookshelf. And then we have hammocks. So there's a hammock on this side and a hammock on this side. So if at any point I decide, you know what, that looks terrible. All right. But hopefully me saying it helps you to visualize it. So what would probably help you to visualize it better is if I go back to Pinterest. So the reason I'm showing you this is, oh, here's another example of a color board where they actually used a box and then they just put the colors in backwards so that you could see what the color is, but they stay organized. All right, so let me show you the hammock that we got, because we got 2 of them here. And I really liked this one too for storing oils, but I could see how that could get very overwhelming very quickly. All righty, keep going. And this is where we'll be storing, let's see, we'll be storing the paper towels right under the island, just like that. And here's another example of the pegboards. My example is a pretty bad drawing, but this will help you to see what I mean when I say pegboards if you don't know what they are. Let's keep going down. Where are my hammocks? Here it is. So I got 2 of these. So these will be hanging on the second floor. So when I don't want to sit at an office chair, when I want to kind of relax a little bit, I will be going and sitting in this hammock. It has a little nook here for my book or my iPad, or I can take a nap because guess what? The kids will be in school, knock on wood, hashtag Delta, whatever. And so that is the 2 hammocks that will be hanging behind me when I'm sitting at the desk. So there's a couple of different things that will be going on within this space, but primarily what I want to share with all of, oh my gosh, getting a bunch of messages. External help with graphic design. Somebody's always selling. All right, let's see. So I can come off of here. So hopefully this helps you all, or at least you got a chance to say, I was there when she was planning it, and now you'll get a chance to see it come to life. But the main thing is for the first floor, which is the soap studio, this is the one side of it where you'll primarily be seeing me live stream from. There are cabinets, there is an island that will be there. There's shelving that's going to be built into the walls so that everything has its place and it doesn't become a cluttered space all over again. Because I can tell you, if I got space, I'm going to find something to buy and put in that space. But now I'll know, hey, guess what? Your mold space is full. Don't you go buy any more molds. You don't need another stick blender. You want to know why? Because they're all hanging up on the wall or right here for you. And then you all have been on I can come off of here. You all have been on broadcast with me where I've said, man, where in the world is XYZ? It should all be in its place unless it's waiting for Laura to wash them in the sink. All right, so let me come back here. So the reason I'm showing you this is sometimes we kind of get stuck or in our own way when it comes time to figuring out how we want to use a space or do something differently. What I would say is go to Pinterest and get some inspiration for what it is that you're after, and then build it so that it's what you want. And it can be for anything. If you're planning a vacation, you're planning an office space, or your little soap studio, your nook that you want to use. Doing that helps you to get it out of your head and down on paper. Once you get it down on paper, you have no idea how what you write can turn into reality. And what I wrote 2 years ago, what do we need? A building. What do we need a building for? Office space consulting, production, manufacturing, and job creation, live stream studio, and digital production. They were the 3 areas that we wanted that building for. Had no idea how that building was going to come to fruition. Put this off to the side. One thing my brother said was, imagine if you would have kept that front and center, right? And not tucked it away in a cabinet somewhere. So people talk about vision boards. People talk about ideas and getting inspiration for something. Do something with that inspiration. And then you will never, ever, ever know how those things are going to come about. Yes. So need organization for my studio. Thank you for the support. You are very welcome. And it's so small when I bring it on the screen. It says, yes, I had to do my research before making a move. I did a sketch of what I envision. Oh, please send me a picture of it because maybe there's some ideas I can grab from you, Latanya. But use Pinterest. Just type in what it is, like woodworking project. You'll never know what you'll find on there, or vacation ideas, or kid room ideas, anything like that. You'll find them, and then your brain will tell you if you're on the right track or if you need to veer off, but you never have to start from a blank slate. Somebody has done it, and then you just make it your own. So hopefully you all enjoyed this little bit of it's not even a sneak peek. It was kind of the thinking that I have going on with building out the soap studio. You all will be coming along with me as we move everything from this room to that building. And I will keep it airy. I will attempt to keep it organized. I can't promise that I won't buy a million more micas to make my color board pop. But I won't buy any more molds unless it's like a really huge one. The last thing is just a reminder that the Old Sage Apothecarian virtual conference is kicking off on September the 11th and the 12th. You can absolutely positively get your tickets by going to bit.ly/OSA virtual. And a little birdie has told me that that early bird discount has been extended, and it goes. And so the price will not jump, and that gives you access to the live recordings as well as all of the recordings for a year. Yes, I will. I went to YouTube. I won't buy any more molds, LOL, saying it, right? Big K's like, yep, famous last words. And then look at this mold I just got. I had to have it. I went to YouTube, and Judith with Urban Wanderlust gave me so many ideas. She started in a 1-bedroom apartment to buying a home with her own soap and candle studio. See what I'm saying? All right, I have to switch something out because my battery's dying. Some things never change, like Zakia. Plug it in. I only got 3 ports over here, guys. I got to make it work with what I can do. Got to make it do what it can do. So I can unplug the iPad now because we're done with that. And now you've got power. Big K said, I won't buy any more molds. Yeah, right, Zakia. Nobody's believing you when you say that. And so I think that's all I have for this evening. I am very excited. It was a welcome surprise to find this little piece of paper here. And like I said, about 70 to 80% of it has actually come to fruition. Live Soap School, Natural Soap by Zakia. Virtually Speaking was the original name of Virtual Experience Design Agency, but that's the virtual event production and corporate learning strategy. There's one more pillar that is still outstanding, and that's the Digital Creative Kid Zone. That's the nonprofit under Zakia Ringgold Enterprises. The 501c3 is ready to go. I'm just not ready to go because I got to get these other 3 doing their thing. But Live Soap School, it says we wanted education, check. Wellness, check. Conference, check. Outreach, check. Job creation and economic empowerment, check, check, check. And I just got my very first piece of merch that has Live Soap School on there. Zakia, you also inspired me because, where'd it go? You worked with the space you had until now. Yes, I started in my basement, guys. I started making soap. That was before I even live streamed. That was a danger zone. I started making soap in my basement. It was musty, dusty, but guess what? It was quiet and it was away from the kids. When I started live streaming, and that was an accident. I was live streaming and I was talking about e-learning design. Nobody watched those broadcasts. And I mistakenly mentioned that I had this habit or hobby of making soap in my spare time when the kids went to sleep. And someone was on that broadcast and they said, you should live stream that. So I went from having about 5 people on my broadcast to over 100 on my kitchen table. From there, I came into my dining room, and my dining room just completely took over. We started having soap when we started shipping it out to people. We had it in the living room, we had it in the kitchen, we had it in the dining room. When COVID hit, I then had to do a little bit of a pivot. And that pivot was so that I can do the virtual events, because that's my background. Online communities for actual corporations is what I did in my full-time job when I wasn't making soap at night. And so when COVID hit, I had a decision to make. And that decision was, am I going to keep going to work, or am I going to really step out and do my own thing? And luckily, I decided to step out and do my own thing, and it worked out really well in the middle of a pandemic, to the point where I now have the building in the backyard to be able to do both the soap making as well as the virtual events. So I am truly, truly blessed. All of that time that was spent from 2015 to the start of the pandemic in 2020, none of it was for naught. Every lesson that I learned in corporate America, as well as from live streaming, served me throughout the pandemic. What it meant to live stream, how to build a website overnight, all of those elements that I learned bit by bit by doing it for Live Soap School and Natural Soap by Zakia. I now do that for companies. Only a few more molds for me, just a few more, says Nina. I work from my basement for now. Love it. Listen, love where you are. The basement creates so much solitude. There's nothing else going on down there. Nobody saying, mom. Although sometimes you want to hear that, mom, because you know they're not getting into something. But it's your own like laboratory. The very first soap I made down there was Auntie's Lemon Meringue Pie. My aunt had came down while I was making it, and I had poured water, just straight water, without the lye solution in there. I had to remake the batch. That ended up being the best soap that I ever made, but I could never remake it because I wasn't keeping track of my recipes. So I didn't know which one of the 20 it was. So lesson learned, but that was the first one that I made down there. LOL, yes, it is the best place. But I am so grateful that all of you have joined me tonight. I know it's late. I got to get back on a routine and on a schedule. But I think once I'm in the space, I'll be able to do that. And hopefully you all will join me. Hopefully more of you will be going live. LOL, people say laugh out loud. I say live out loud. And live streaming is a great way to do that. It helps you to stay accountable to some of the things that you're saying you're going to do. Because if you say, I'm going to come up with this amazing sugar scrub, then the people who are watching are waiting to see you do that sugar scrub. So it's a great way for you to also see your growth over time. All right. I still have my very first video, my very, very first live stream. I have it. And I have all of them since. And to see the very shy person that would sit there on the broadcast doing this to now, hey, everybody, welcome to the broadcast. It's amazing to see that. So I wish that for all of you. And I bid you all a very good night. I think there is a video I could play. No, they're all endings. Okay, I'll just say goodnight. And register for the conference. You will not be disappointed. It's still early. Laura and Lorraine always try to keep me on later. I'm like, okay, I know it's late. They're like, nope, it's only 7 o'clock here. We've got time. It's 10 here. It's 10:16 here, Laura. I got to go. I'll see you all soon. And I will put the link up one more time. There she is. bit.ly/OSA virtual will take you to the conference page. You can learn about the speakers, you can learn about the sessions, and you can register. I am Zakia Ringgold of Live Soap School, where it is and always will be so much more than soap. And I hope you all have a great night. Somebody won. I hosted a giveaway. I have to go and check who that winner was because it's automatically pulled. But somebody won. I hosted a giveaway for the OSA conference where someone will be getting all 4 of my books as well as a paid ticket for the conference. So I have to go see who that winner is, and I'll announce it tomorrow on tomorrow's broadcast. Okay, guys, I'll see you all later. Congratulations. Thanks for sharing. You are welcome. Bye, everybody.